Alright, welcome back to more Wrath of the Righteous with our Skald Azata playthrough. The plan for this stream is to make it 2 Dresden and then start that in the next stream. It's a little ambitious, so we'll see how it goes. We have to get through both Lepers' Smile and the Lost Chapel, which is quite a bit on our plate. Alright, that's where we have to stop there. Hey, ArcB. Hope your legs are doing better.
Rely on me.
I need to concentrate.
Alright, let's get a pre-buff for what we know is to come in this area.
Dismembered.
A bright future awaits us.
The goddess protects us.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of physical therapy either.
Always be ready.
I also have a penchant for pushing myself, and physical therapy is kind of the opposite of that. Got a bad habit of, like, if I ever start going to the, or when I start going to the gym, like starting out, usually, though this past time I've done pretty good. But normally I go a little bit too hard and burn myself out, but I've learned to temper myself.
You are my favorite aid.
I always go back. Usually if I stop going to the gym and go back, like, alright, let's pick up where I left off. That's almost never a good idea.
Quickly, evacuate the wounded. The beasts are about to strike again. Use cloaks as stretchers. We've got to make it through. Paralictor, your people will have to cover us while...
2 more minutes left out in the open, and neither you nor I will have any troops left to order about, Crusader.
But the wounded...
Problem solved.
There you go, Dragon.
Retreat to shelter.
And MNDB. Also, was that one Hell Knight using a dagger?
I'll go ahead.
Seems a little suboptimal.
You require my unbiased opinion?
Our victory is certain.
The light take you.
Oh, Spaghetti-O. I'm in the wrong
You should have listened
spot.
to reason.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Let's actually save the magic missiles for later.
Let's try this way. This will hurt. I know the way.
Begone, fiend!
Into the fray.
Yeah, it says the same thing with the Trickster Mythic Path.
Mind over muscle.
Thinking of the chaotic options, he says it's a mess of an army.
Focus on the goal. Follow my lead.
That's alright, he won't be as irate at the Azata path as he was at the Trickster one. Bastard Sword of Hope. Whenever the wielder of this +2 mithril Bastard Sword confirms a critical hit with it, it restores 1d8 plus 5 HP to the wielder. It can be wielded only by lawful good, lawful neutral, or neutral good characters. Thanks for your stuff.
As it should be.
Together we stand.
Cover me, all right?
A calculated risk.
I'm done with
this
you.
obstacle.
You've crossed the wrong mountain.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
This should do it.
No glory without risk.
I can still fight.
You're irrelevant.
You won't survive me.
Huh, yes, this was the only one taking damage. Actually, do we have any scrolls of healing? It's better to use those up because they take longer to use in combat. Or potions are swift action. I don't want to be suffering from encumbrance during this fight. Go ahead and drop that stuff. Grab the stuff that we, well, not necessarily need.
This is my kind of work.
Muscle Warmer. This +2 hide barding grants its wearer cold resistance 10 and a +2 competence bonus on saving throws against movement and parrying effects. So it is medium armor, but the special effects aren't that great. You don't come across a lot of cold damage. I guess with the Lord of Nothing DLC and what it adds to the game. And if you have someone equipped with the White Dragon armor. I guess the White Dragon you fight in Winter Sun. That medium barding available yet anyway. And not a lot of cold damage in the game.
That is not far.
Hey, Spooky Macchiato. Welcome, welcome.
I am prepared.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Yeah, I think a bear companion would be my personal favorite out of all of them. But I try all the animal companions I currently have are thematic for the companions that they are assigned to. But when I play through Kingmaker again,
I'll go ahead.
I'm gonna have a bear companion.
Knight Commander, I presume. Your glory precedes you. I am Reginald Renge, Paralictor of the Order of the God Claw, and temporary officer of the joint unit of Hell Knights and the Order of the Sunrise Sword. You and your people should take positions. The gargoyles are regrouping. We expect they will attempt to break through in 5 to 6 minutes.
A joint unit.
Forcibly joined. The leader of the Order of the Sunrise Sword was unable to get to safety, which is not surprising, considering his, shall we say, excessive scrupulousness and sluggishness. Given the extreme situation, I took command of his people.
Yeah, so the bear pet, well, the grapple, because it immobilizes your companion as well. With the trip companions, you just knock them down. It's not a different action, just part of their normal attack. But yeah, trip companions are definitely better. And the centipede actually gets trip at level 7. Not saying the centipede companion's gonna, be that good, but plus you can't mount it.
Just great. Paladins and Hell Knights all in the one troop. It's like catching the plague and the pox at the same time.
Hey, Valsin or Valken?
Technically speaking, there isn't much in common between these events. While paladins may truly not be frequent members of Hell Knight orders, except for the Order of the God Claw, of course, the probability of contracting both plague and the pox is not all that low. One would simply have to engage in debauchery during an epidemic.
Aw, Nenio, you're no fun.
I thought grapple had to be activated because the monitor lizard also has grapple, but it's on the skill bar. But yeah, it does. It stops your character from attacking with a chance to do damage once per round, so long as the enemy's grappled. I feel like enemies tend to blow up so fast that grappling just isn't normally worth it. There's not very many fights where it lasts more than like a round, maybe 2.
It's supposed to be good when different people unite. We're here for a common cause. But it still gives me the creeps for some reason. Hell Knights shouldn't be allowed to get their claws into our paladins. It's wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you, Spooky Macchiato. A lot of people can't stand Illusionara because of that, but I enjoyed it. The other... Let's see. I mean, Footfall wasn't too bad in Rogue Trader, but like Kingmaker, you had Patax, but for the most part, it wasn't the same as, say, Athkatla from Baldur's Gate 2. Or Baldur's Gate from Baldur's Gate 1. Like, it feels like you're exploring a proper city. In Kingmaker, you had your capital, and there wasn't really any events that transpired in your capital. And then there was Patax, which there was only combat after a certain point there. I guess Varnhold technically, but it was, I wouldn't really count that. It's only really the one section, well, and inside the central building. And then here you have Dresden. There's not really any encounters in Dresden after, you initially assault it. Yeah, I really enjoyed Illusionara. It was like exploring a proper city, and you never knew it was around each corner the first time through. Well, yeah, that's what it's used for, is CC, but Trip is still superior to the grapple. Awesome. What builds have you come up with, Valson? I saw you ordered your own wounded to be finished off.
Indeed. The gargoyles were clearly trying to capture as many prisoners as they could. I don't know the reason behind these abductions, but I'm not about to give the enemy what they want. That is why all my people were ordered not to be taken alive. And as for the wounded, we didn't have time to get them to safety anyway.
Hey, thanks, Malderoth.
Can you hear yourself? For the sake of principle, in order not to give the enemy what they want, you killed your own wounded. Helpless subordinates. Why does anyone still follow you?
I can see all the lurkers. Also, while you have a membership, feel free to go check out the community tab. You can see some pictures of my pets. Doing good, man. How are you? To your own party. That sounds miserable. Did you report it to Alcat? What's the dream consist of, Malderoth?
Because we are Hell Knights. We know our duty.
Only someone who's never been responsible for the lives of others could feel any outrage at this decision. The wounded couldn't be saved. What good would it do to anyone if the rest perished along with them?
Paladins don't trade in lives. They strive to save everyone.
Well, some of them.
You're right, they don't. They give lives away for absolutely nothing.
Did you really just give 2 flasks of water to the Knights of the Sunrise Sword suffering from thirst? And a sack to use as bandages?
I spared them the exact volume of resources I could sacrifice without risking my own people. However, the situation has developed, and I've already ordered they be given additional supplies. They are temporarily under my charge, and I can use their forces to rebuff the attack. They'll work for their water.
Yeah, I thought about doing Scaled Fist Monk for Gold Dragon initially, but I went through a few different ideas for Gold Dragon. But I thought Reformed Fiend fit really well with the Redemption arc. Aw, thanks, man. You're making me blush. It's a little hot here today. Finally rained today, too. Just a sprinkle. But this is the first time my yard's been brown in the 2 years I've been here. I'm gonna do a shifter for the Demon Path. I'm gonna do the Raid Shapeshifter. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, I play on core for the same reason. I do mostly roleplay builds. I mean, they're still, I guess, somewhat optimized, but they're not, like, breaking the game or anything. I just put things where they make sense. Yeah, it was terrible, I think Friday. I got up in the morning to go to the gym, it was like 90% humidity outside. Yeah, sometimes you might, well, actually, know what? We're doing like a friendship build, so in a place like the World Wound, we all need to stick together, even if that means sacrificing something for a comrade.
Noble Ashes and his Sunrise Swords have already done so. And this is what it led to.
Yeah, you can build around just debuffing the enemy. You can do kind of an enchantment build. And there's one companion that's kind of designed to go, I mean, she can go enchantment or blaster caster. But yeah, you could easily build a wizard around just debuffing the enemy. There's a few other classes that would excel at that as well. You actually have quite a few options if you just want to debuff enemies. You also, you know, crowd control if you want to consider prone as a debuff.
That's right. The chief is responsible for his own tribe. If he decides that he's responsible for the whole world, his own people will come to ruin. And if he wishes that someone else was responsible for his people, that means he's not fit to be chief.
I mean, he's gonna get away with it anyway. But I want more voice acting. You won't get away with this.
We can discuss our differences as soon as the gargoyle problem has been resolved.
If you have any more questions about builds or classes, like more specific ones, I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'm not an expert in the game, but I know it pretty well. I can answer most questions.
We won't fall here.
Alright, we need to turn around. Sela, go tank for us.
Guide my blade.
Let's go and do a prayer.
Let's try this one.
So you can't just kind of hang back and let Regil and the rest take care of these gargoyles if you need to. I think that's the strategy on unfair, because Regil can't be killed here.
This will work.
I thought he could be knocked unconscious, so I don't know if that's actually a viable strategy.
I need your assistance.
Let's try to keep him alive.
Make every strike count. Fall! I will bring down the divine wrath!
The light take you!
I'll move this obstacle.
Let's get a slow out. Don't have his buff up. 25 seconds. We'll go ahead and pop it again. Make sure it stays up throughout this fight. Do we set haste up? No.
A calculated risk. This should do it.
So we take this damage here. We have last stand, so I'm not too worried about taking these hits right now. Just gonna make sure this stays active.
You should have listened to reason.
It's also giving us healing. Our rage, because we have this hat equipped.
I call upon you!
I don't know how to negative level. Only for 13 hours.
You've crossed the wrong mark!
Into the fray!
This is not my time yet!
Distract them from me.
I need your assistance!
Alright, so that negative energy might kill my main character here.
The inheritor! Guide my
Alright, we took him out before he got it off. It was close.
Let me help.
Wasn't playing that extremely well. I was just running back and forth. But sometimes that is the best plan. So there's a lot of dialogue Woljif mentions when you first start talking to him at the Defender's Heart. After you get him out of jail, he talks about running when the rocks start flying. And what are gargoyles but flying rocks?
I know the way.
Headband of Inspired Wisdom. That's better than this for now. That increases her will saving throws.
My will is resolute.
Little Solaire reference over here. Little praise the sun action. I'm sorry, I fell behind in chat a bit. That's what I'm going to do for my Lich as well. I'm going to do a Death Knight. I'm going to do a kind of a weird multi-class. I think it's going to be pretty suboptimal, but to give me... So undecided if I'm actually going to pursue it or not. So my initial plan for Lich was 5 levels of Two-Handed Fighter, 5 levels of Chronomancer for the bonus on your undead summons. And then 10 levels of Eldritch Knight. But they added the Ghost Rider archetype for the Cavalier class. So I was thinking about doing 10 levels of that, or 15 levels of that, 5 levels of Chronomancer. Or 5 levels of that, 5 levels of Chronomancer, 10 levels of Eldritch Knight. But then my Animal Companion will only be like level 9. I don't think that's worth it. But then they have the Reanimator Alchemist archetype, or subclass for the archetype. And if you put 5 levels into that, you also get another alchemical bonus to your undead summon. So you can do 5 levels of Chromancer, 5 levels of Reanimator, 10 levels of Ghost Rider. I really like the Eldritch Knight for the Lich, so I don't know. And of course, I'll be using a 2-handed scythe. I thought about using Titan Fighter for a 1-handed scythe and a tower shield, but I couldn't fit that into the build. Hunter for land. The Tandem Executioner, because the description just makes a lot of sense for a monk. Heck yeah, core is my favorite difficulty. Well, I'm still gonna wear plate armor, even with the arcane spell failure chance. Yeah, Hunter gets a pet, as does the Ranger. But the Hunter gets it at level 1.
As it should be.
You can actually attack Regil here. Alright, we just got Regil added to the team. Just wait until you get legendary proportions, he gets even bigger.
That is not far.
Dirge Bard is really... that's probably my favorite Bard class. And it makes sense, too, for a Lich, because you can affect undead with your mind-affecting spells. That's one of what... I don't know if Lich gets that ability inherently, but I think there's only 2 ways to make mind-affecting spells affect... or I guess mind-affecting effects affect undead. That's the Dirge Bard and the Undead Bloodline. Yeah, the Sunrise Sword joined the Hell Knights, if you give them the option. It's meant to make Regil's approach appear correct. The game makes Regil right a lot of the time. That's only if you choose the chaotic option and you don't speak for the Sunrise Sword, you let them decide for themselves. You can also tell them, tell Regil the Sunrise Sword isn't going to join them. They're going to join my army instead. I think it's some Hell Knights. Hell Knights are really good. One of the best units in the game. So I don't know if I want to jump them in yet. They're probably better than this. I do like that extra range attack. Alright, so Leper Smile is next. I do want to stop by camp real quick and buy the Bookworm's Headband for the immunity to mind-affecting effects. I like the Hell Knights in my army. They're very good. I mean, more clerics is probably better at this point of the game for the healing. And they're also fairly tanky, but I know Hell Knights are really good. I don't mind the Hell Knights. I mean, they're definitely different. They're an acquired taste. But you have different types of Hell Knights. I mean, Regil's a lawful evil Hell Knight, but you can be a lawful neutral or even a lawful good Hell Knight. Because Hell Knight just means you oppose chaos. So any lawful alignment can be a Hell Knight. I think even if you recruit the Sunrise Sword to your army, he'll still join you. Well, he did it because to deny the enemy the bodies, so we'll find out later that Reginald's actually right to kill his units here, because, again, he's always right in this game. But he noticed that the gargoyles are trying to abduct people, and so the orders were to not be taken alive. So he's denying the enemy resources, essentially. Alright, let's sell some junk. No one's gonna use a bastard sword. So I'm actually split for my Hell Knight run. So I really want to use bastard swords. It's funny because in Kingmaker you had 2 companions that specialize in bastard swords. But none in this game. And I was thinking about... I guess I could always have Sela use a bastard sword. But then she would be using Radiance, so... Alright, let's go buy this headband.
I know the way.
It's a little expensive, but it's a very good headband. This headband grants its wearer a +2 enhancement bonus to intelligence, score, and immunity to all compulsion effects, which the swarms we're about to fight have. However, it also inflicts a -2 penalty to charisma score and a -3 penalty on all persuasion skill checks. So not ideal on a paladin or my main character, but another frontliner it'll be fine on.
Ready for anything?
Now,
Follow my lead.
let's check something real quick. We can't do Oberic's quest until after Lepers Smile, right? Let me go and level up Regil real quick. Alright, so he's Armiger into Hell Knight. We're going to keep going the Hell Knight path, of course. He gets armor training here. So starting at 3rd level, a fighter learns to be more maneuverable while wearing armor. Whenever he is wearing armor, he reduces the armor check penalty by 1 to a minimum of 0. And increases the maximum dexterity bonus allowed by his armor by 1. Every 4 levels thereafter, 7th, 11th, and 15th, these bonuses increase by +1 each time to a maximum of -4 reduction of the armor check penalty and a +4 increase of the maximum dexterity bonus allowed. In addition, a fighter can also move at his normal speed while wearing medium armor. At 7th level, a fighter can move his normal speed while wearing heavy armor. Basically, you can add more of your dexterity bonus while wearing armor. Knowledge Arcana, Low Religion. It's going to do improved 2-weapon fighting. So you get a second attack with the offhand weapon, albeit at a -5 penalty. That's fine, because if you roll a 20 on that next attack, then it hits anyway. Alright, and then he gets Last Stand, of course. Well, no, because Sela has Radiance, which is a sword that levels up as you go. Well, it's not just because I'm a Skald. I'm going the Intimidate build on this character as well. So I want that nice Intimidate check. Yeah, unfortunately, well... the Bastard Sword's pretty good. There's some good Bastard Swords in the game. I know they can tank pretty good in the early game. Yeah, it's all up there. Shoot. Yeah, I forgot we don't get the Swarm Bane clasp this early. It made Lepers Smile a lot easier. Alright, do I have all the... I'll have to go back to this, I think. Unless, of course, she gets, give that to him. Have that. I gave him that just because I had nothing else to slot there earlier. Alright, not super excited about this area. Yeah, I don't pay much attention to the crit range on stuff. I mean, if you're going for a crit specific build, but I just pick a weapon that's thematic for my character.
They will break against our resolve. The light take you!
Fall! Let's try this way.
Time to share your treasures!
Into the fray!
Mind over muscle. You're irrelevant.
I will bring down the divine wrath! Eternal Rose, I call
This
upon you!
condition is irrational. Vision blurring, legs are shaking. Peculiar.
Time's not
The
waiting.
world has suffered enough.
Yeah, it triggers out flank and other
No
types
mistakes.
of opportunity. I mean, outflank by itself is pretty busted already. It's a great, great feat regardless. I'm not gonna rest in Leopard's Smile, so probably rest now. I might get back to camp and rest for Nenio's sake.
As it should be.
So to be in tip-top shape for the upcoming fight. Maybe again, I could rest before we enter, but... is there another meal that I'd rather have? Skill checks... saving throws is probably worth it.
That is not far.
Unless we talk to old Autumn Thorn Haze.
Focus on the goal.
I'm still not sure my camera's
I know
not
what to
following
do. Ready for anything.
my character when I double click on the
Time's
portrait.
not waiting.
Alright, let's quick save and enter Leper's Smile. Alright, I'm gonna have Nura do this time. Right to the bitter end. Well, yeah, it's only the one quest. Do I want to bring anybody else along? I think I'm happy with this. Maybe not Woljif. Well, he has on the bookworm headband, so maybe I keep him along for the ride.
I am prepared.
No reason to pause.
No mistakes.
We will win this war.
Search for the beauty in your heart, not your eyes.
I forgot to check. I think Obrick starts with the Swarmbane clasp. Let's check without somebody in my party. And it's probably worth reloading for that, actually. Oops. I need by 700. Wait, faster? Alright, there we go. Now we can do this again. You know what? Let's do Airbeth instead. So I don't know exactly. I know Social has a really cool moment here. I think Social is my favorite out of them all. I don't know what the impact is for each of these decisions, whoever you put in charge of this distraction. You can, yeah, so Obrig is actually designed, all the DLC are designed to kind of start at any point in the game. So I didn't recruit Obrig till Act 5 when the DLC came out, because I was in Act 4 at the time. You can't recruit him in Act 4, but for story reasons. But when Act 5 came around, he showed up, and I was able to do all of his stuff. So you recruit him anytime between Act 1, 2, 3, well maybe not Act 2. You might be able to, I'm not sure. I don't think it would make sense. So maybe Act 1, 3, and 5? Do they? Okay. Yeah, Social's moment though is just, I don't know, the description of him, really cool.
I know what to do.
No reason to run.
Let me help.
Together, we stand.
I will lend you my aid. Nicely.
Oh, yes, what?
Yeah, this is a pretty tough area. I mean, swarms are just one of the worst enemy types in the Pathfinder games. Just abysmal. They actually had to rebalance one of the first dungeons in Kingmaker because it was brutalizing people. They rebalanced quite a bit in the early game because the very first encounter after the tutorial area, which I guess is still technically a tutorial encounter because it's a guaranteed random encounter. Initially, it was wolves, and wolves have trip on attack, and so they were tripping people's entire parties and wiping them out. So they changed it to Thyssalines instead, so you could actually get through it without getting obliterated. And then Fangberry Cave, they changed it. Because you used to have fight swarms to get to the Fangberries in Fangberry Cave for Bakken, but they moved them. Actually, let's put that on Bruce instead.
Anything new?
They basically expanded the dungeon so it has more than one chamber in it. And they moved the swarms to like the back chamber, so you just have to fight giant spiders to get through it. Yeah, but then they, you know, if you're not expecting the swarms though, you can't be prepared for it.
I'll go ahead.
Like, I'm kind of prepared for it through here. I didn't buy the scrolls I needed, but...
We are the light!
Crossed the wrong
They
mongrel.
are the darkness.
But they did add a bunch of these clasps to the game, which you don't get but one before you really need them. There's like one or two other fights where they come in really handy. And of course the DLC area where you get them. They come in handy, of course. But
I know the way.
I'm gonna grab all this loot because it's really not a consequence for doing it.
Can we retreat already?
Begone, fiend!
Oh, whoops.
Take you!
What a find!
But yeah, I didn't read the description for the Swarmbane class, but an ancient fossilized insect lies trapped within this ornate amber clasp, impaled by the long golden pin that fastens the wearer's cloak. The wearer's weapons, unarmed attacks, and natural attacks deal full damage to swarms, regardless of the swarm's immunity to weapon damage, if any, while the damage reduction applies as normal. If the wearer is damaged by a swarm, they automatically succeed on their saving throw against the swarm's distraction ability. So swarms, specifically the insect swarms, rat swarms can still be damaged by weapons, but the insect swarms like we're fighting here are immune to weapon attacks, or precision damage, or whatever it is. This overcomes that. It makes them a breeze to fight. We got Silky Veil. The scrub grants its wearer +1 dodge bonus to armor class, and a +2 enhancement bonus to attack and damage rolls with unarmed attacks. Only a monk can wear it. Boom. Hey, I know a monk. Means a monk turned hunter, but he can still wear it, so it's all good. Yeah, the cave is one of my favorite areas in this game. It's just it's full of a bunch of fun fights. I never use swarms against them anyway, but that's good to know. Yeah, even sometimes knowledge isn't enough though, ArcB. Sometimes the rolls still aren't in your favor. I feel like I know this game pretty well, and sometimes the fights still disagree with me.
Fall!
You're irrelevant.
Let's try this way.
You won't survive me.
This will hurt. A calculated risk.
Sorry, Bruce, but your sacrifice hopefully
Cover
isn't
me,
in
all
vain.
right?
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the entire thing with the Pathfinder games. And that's why, you know, typically, for my first playthrough, I mean, even after that, I just blanket buff, because you never know what to expect around the next turn.
Endure this!
No glory without
Stab you or
risk!
zap you? Why not both?
This should do it.
Let's get some fast healing out as well.
This will leave a bruise.
Let's try this way. Focus on the goal.
The goddess protects us.
Alright, not too shabby. I mean, we lost Bruce, but that was a sacrifice I was willing to make.
Strike count.
The light, take you!
You can handle them, right?
I like how fear still works on these guys. You wouldn't think it would on an insect swarm.
Distract them from me.
I found... something.
Search for the beauty with your heart, not your eyes.
Mind over muscle.
Oh, we got Ring of Stitches. This ring grants its wearer immunity to bleed. Honestly, you could probably pass up that item
As it should be.
in this area. It's not that useful. I don't even know which enemies apply bleed or not, because if they apply it, I just ignore it. I feel like there's an enemy in Kingmaker that applied it that was a lot more annoying. Was it the Bloody Bones Beast? Remember it popping up at some point in Kingmaker. And I was like, oh man, I don't know how to get rid of this.
I'll remove this
Do
obstacle.
not fear. Do not waver.
Time to share
So
your
it's funny.
treasures.
This costs a movement action to cast now. But since I'm playing in real time with pause, I can kind of move however I want. So he stops moving to cast it. But I can just move him again
This
anyway.
will hurt.
There's no consequence in real time
Cover
with
me,
pause.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
I don't know, the robe is pretty good. If you have land in your party.
That
Yeah,
is
like the
not
King's
far.
Short Spear is not very good. And the ring is also not very good. But you don't know that your first playthrough either.
They
Stab
will
yours at
break
you.
against
Why not
our
both?
resolve.
Distract them for me.
I'm all right. Listen to reason.
I'm alright.
I'll go ahead.
Do not fear.
calculated
Do
risk.
not waver. The Inheritor, guide my
Time to share your
blade.
treasures. Cover me, all right?
This should do it.
This will leave a bruise.
You're irrelevant.
Tactical retreat.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you. The world has suffered enough.
Let's
You've
try
crossed the
this.
Mind over
wrong
muscle.
mongrel. The mongrel did it.
I know the way.
Audible video. Yeah, I had a couple, well, I had thundered a little bit earlier. I don't think it lightninged, at least not that I saw. Yeah, I like Ember going enchantment, I think, more than Blaster Caster.
Follow my lead.
So I'm not sure. I may make Woljif a Blaster Caster my Paladin run. Go Arcane Trickster.
Time's not waiting.
Stab yours at you. Why not?
We'll see. I haven't decided yet.
You won't survive
This-
me.
The way my camera is angled.
What's that there? I'm all right. I'm all right. Into the fray.
Alright. We got Naturalist Armor. +2 studded leather armor grants its wearer +2 insight bonus armor class against the attacks of plants and vermins. Okay. Man, it looks pretty cool though. Why not? Oh man, I failed. I failed that last time too. So you fail that, you don't get the achievement. You miss a kind of quest. Where's my last save at? I might reload for that. How far back is that? Oh, I know where that's at. It's only one fight. Yeah, we'll reload that. Yeah, sometimes I make suboptimal decisions on purpose. Especially when people give, like, unsolicited advice. Sometimes I double down on my bad decision making, just to spite them. You should be doing this or playing this way. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Can we retreat already?
Remove this obstacle.
This will leave a bruise.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Max dexterity 5. Oh, that works out.
Doubt is the heart's greatest suffered enough.
Because I'm not above being petty. I don't mean Richard. I don't watch NASCAR, but I'm familiar with some of the big names. Oops. I like drag racing though. Not big into NASCAR.
Cover me, alright?
I think it's boring. Just drive around in circles over and over again. A drag race, it's simple, it's elegant. You just go straight down the track, whoever's faster wins. You have to do 200 laps to determine a winner. Or on core. Or you can choose flavor of power as well.
I know the way.
I mean, with sense. I mean, it can't be... You know, I can't have a full intelligence and constitution Skald or something. I mean, you might be able to still pull it off.
No time for debate.
We'll just have a harder time.
You should have listened to reason.
Stab you or zap you. Why not
The
both?
light, take you into the fray. The inheritor, guide my blade.
Yeah, I mean, you have to use sense, but I figure, you know, most people playing a game like this knows... I mean, it tells you which recommended attributes for each class are. Like, during character creation, it gives you a little green thumbs up, so...
I will help where I can.
Alright, we should have a boss fight coming
Follow
up.
my lead.
Not the most impressive boss fight in the game, but a boss fight nonetheless. So how does this work? Can I cast this whenever I want and it lasts forever? Well, I mean, not forever, but until it's used. "17 seconds, alright. It doesn't last that long.
This spell doesn't work like that.
Anything new?
Oop, that's not haste. That'd be a bad thing to cast on your party.
I know what to do.
My will is resolute.
No reason to pause.
Search for the beauty within all, not your eyes.
Alright, we don't have much time, let's go.
As it should be.
We won't fall here.
I should have charged, but that's
Let's
okay.
try this way.
Actually use some of our abilities here. And that should be it. You get him, guys. I'm probably not going to overcome the spell resistance, but we'll see. Probably slow.
You won't survive me.
Oh no! My large person wore off. That's alright. Like him being focused.
Tactical retreat. No, distract them for me.
The light take you.
Time to share your treasures.
I got fast healing up, so
Did you see that?
he might be
You're
okay.
irrelevant.
There we go. Don Corleone. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I mean I think that's the Pathfinder games in a nutshell. At least the video games. It's all about the buffs. So we are locked out of the Swarm That Walks Mythic Path. The first decision that ties to that is whether or not you bring Queen Galfrey along with you on the Crusade. Yeah, I usually do too. She makes one of the fights in the Lost Temple, or Lost Chapel, easier. I don't know if I ever not taken her. I don't know if it's what changes if you don't bring her, unless it's just that one fight gets harder. Oh, Don Bunyan.
That is not far.
And Babe the Big Blue Ox. It's a shame you can't get an ox animal companion. Hunter's Assurance? That sounds like it'd be good for a hunter. Now, whenever the word of this +3 bleed composite shortbow confirms a critical hit with it, the enemy must suffers a -1 penalty to armor class at the end of combat. Multiple applications of this stack of of this effect stack. Gosh, I can't talk. Yeah, it's a little upgrade. Nice upgrade for him. That's even with the +1 bonus attack rolls against chaotic creatures. It's only a +2 minus the extra damage, so a +3 is a pretty big jump in quality. And this effect reminds me of something you'd see in Dungeon Siege 2. Whoever's played that game, like the weapon effects look very similar to that. A shortbow has shorter range and less damage. But I think it's more thematic for someone that used to hunt in the caves, and there's a really good one for animal companions in Act 4. It gives the animal companion a permanent haste effect. That's why I have land spec'd into shortbows, so you can use that later on. He has Bruce, old Brucey boy.
You know, you lucked out with your horns. At least yours don't tear a hole in every hood you wear. But we'd be even luckier if...
We never had the damn things in the first place.
I don't think they do, or at least it doesn't on the second. It might just work on the first attack with that weapon. Probably not, though, because it's the new Titan Fighter. Its effects of two-handed weapons don't work with the double weapons like the Orc Double Axe and the Double-Bladed Sword. So I don't think it would. I don't think it does because they count as like dual wielding. And you mostly take like the dual wielding feats with it, so I don't think it works with the two-handed fighter. I don't know, a Godfather-esque character in Wrath of the Righteous. Maybe the, cult leader, maybe? I don't know. Definitely a leadership class. I mean, he likes horses, right? Yeah, not Titan, but I know they have Titan fighters, two-handed stuff separate from, like, the double weapons, so I don't think it works with two-handed fighter either. Yeah, I prefer longbows as well, but I like the thematics of the short bow. Alright, let's go down.
Win this war.
Don't need to go down here, but since we're here. Yeah, the Demon Slayer Ranger is a really strong class.
No mistakes.
It's also really strong for like a single dip in if you want to like go a different class. Just take one dip of Demon Slayer, you get that nice little bonus.
Focus on the goal.
Rely on me. A bright future
Time's not
awaits
waiting.
us.
The goddess protects us.
Yeah, I used to give Arushalai the short bow and land the long bow. But I think it makes more sense for Land to have the short bow. I don't think there's any elemental damage down here, so I'll just do fire.
Don't mind me.
Hey, Demon Ace. I mean, that's pretty fitting for an Angel run.
We're ready to move out.
Oops. Wow, you use that on... Alright, whatever. Like, buffs shouldn't proc that rod. Well, I'm only doing 2 levels of Monk, the rest Hunter. I'm doing the short bow, well, like I mentioned before, because he was a hunter in the caves. I don't think someone would use a longbow when hunting in caves. And, 2, because he has an ammo companion as a tandem executioner hunter. So you get the longbow from Act 4 with the haste effect. Alright, let's rock and roll. There's a couple swarms in this area, so...
Begone to battle, my friend!
Not thrilled about it. But nothing to be done.
I'll go ahead.
A white!
Calculated risk.
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
I found
Who, me?
something.
Oh, whoa, Sela.
Together, we stand.
I'm here. Where else would I be? Pretty good, aren't I?
I know the way.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't even level up Land to level 3 as a monk, so he doesn't get the wisdom to attack. Yeah, I do like the wisdom to attack because, like you said, you can go legendary proportions, which gives you a penalty on your dexterity. So a penalty to your hit, but you can overcome that with a higher dexterity or higher wisdom. I was talking to somebody about that. I think it was in one of YouTube videos.
Follow my lead.
Someone was talking about. I don't remember how the conversation went.
Our victory.
Let's
is
come up
certain.
before.
This should do it. We will be victorious.
Karen White. Not even into Karen.
Endure this.
Let's try this way. This will work. As it should be.
What's that there?
Oh, finally, a belt of incredible dexterity +2. If I give it to him, he doesn't get the bonus from it yet. I mean, better initiative is always good.
Huh? Oh,
Ask nicely.
yes, what?
Ready for anything.
Always be ready
Something
for the
wrong?
worst.
I'm always open to ideas.
I know what to do.
Alright, let's go get him.
I found something.
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cover me, alright?
Parkour.
Calculated risk.
Or like, loser. Not my best work. Alright. So what is set it? I've never taken this option before. I have some evil runs to where I will do that, but we're just gonna take it for now.
I'll cheer you on from over there.
I will bring down the divine wrath. You won't survive me.
Alright, Elven Curved Blade. And Full Plate. I feel like that's pretty easy to miss, because you have to inspect it and then loot it. And if you inspect it and you just don't pay that much attention, you just think the inspection circle's still there. You may forget to grab a piece of Trundle
What's
scale.
that there?
Or claw. They've got privilege, alright. It's getting smoked.
That is not far.
I was thinking about making a joke like that, but I was like, I couldn't think of a good one. So, good job.
I will protect you with my life.
The light. Take you. Into the fray. I will help where I can. We will
win this war.
Ooh, 8 whole health.
I know the way.
Take care, Demon Ace.
Stab you, Azata. Why not both?
Alright, let's go ahead and get my... Oh no! I'm confused.
I'm alright.
Uh-oh.
I'm alright.
I can't die now. I'm not nearly rich enough.
Mind over muscle.
This will leave
Distract them from me. Tactical retreat.
Stay in the fight, guys.
It's all your fault.
I can still fight.
Don't worry about
It's probably the hardest fight in this area.
Calm down. Not dead
Alright, that's
yet.
a reload. They get my buffs out beforehand. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
Focus on the goal.
Don't mind me.
A bright future awaits us.
You are my favorite aide.
No mistakes.
I'm all ears.
Where Ember comes in handy too, because she has oh, what's it called? The fire spell that jumps between enemies.
I'll go ahead.
I will help where I can.
Cover me, all right?
Let's try this way.
Gotta keep that active.
You should have listened to reason.
This will leave a bruise.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
I'm alright. I'm alright.
Begone, fiend!
Mind over muscle.
This will hurt.
Just sit
A
here.
calculated risk.
Don't worry about me.
There we go. Still a tough fight, but we did better that time.
The world has suffered enough.
I am prepared.
Something
I
wrong?
will lend you my aid.
We're down a melt.
Let me help.
It worked for me. Maybe I had Ember with the Swarmbane clasp last time I went through. Yeah, Inspire Rage. It's just like the rage effect, which also gives you a bonus on will saves. Another point for the Skald.
I know the way.
Even though the class isn't that hot.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Oh yeah. And forget about this guy, but
Are we ready to move out?
this is one of the situations where blind fight be useful because its gaze attack petrifies you, or it can petrify you. It's not guaranteed.
Ready for anything.
We will win this war.
I'll probably get for a different helmet now. Charisma's okay. That also boosts her saving throws. I have a ring of stitches, I guess. No harm done.
Search for the beauty with your heart.
Who, me?
Not your eyes.
Focus on the goal.
I'm always open to ideas.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Oh, Brucey boy, get in there, man. Use your bonus damage on your charge attack and mess this guy up.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, Lan. You'd have been dead a little while ago if I didn't forget to have Lan attack. I mean, they're okay melee. They're only average BAB.
Can't hide from me.
Which is still serviceable with all the buffs. I mean, it's
Pretty
not a big
good,
deal. I
alright.
just prefer my full BAB classes. But, this is the... one of 2 times you'll probably see me play a non-full BAB class in a Pathfinder
Follow
game.
my
Because I also want to do a Druid run and Kingmaker in the future. Oh, Retriever's Claw. This +2 Cold Iron Dagger has an increased critical multiplier of ×3. Oh, that's right, he doesn't use daggers. He's the blade bound in this playthrough. I keep getting this playthrough and a Paladin one mixed up. Amulet of Apothecary. This Amulet of Natural Armor +1 additionally grants a wearer +4 morale bonus on saving throws against poison. Which is irrelevant because I use Delay Poison Communal. And that lasts for a long time, so you really don't have to worry about poison.
Rely on me.
Well, yeah, again, like, you can buff them up and make it so it doesn't seem
As
that way,
it
especially
should be.
since they get
No mistakes.
rage. They still get a... they boost their own melee attack. To compensate for not being a full BAB class. I like it. I like it, the warrior, poet feel of it.
That is not far. Our victory is certain.
Minus 2. Cover us, Bruce. Land, you turn around and help out back here.
This.
Bruce, are you stuck, man? Oh no, Land's gibbered. Gibbered.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
This condition is irrational.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
You got me flanked here. Might be in trouble.
Vision blurry. Legs are shaking. Peculiar.
I'll just sit here.
This is not my time yet.
Don't worry about me.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you.
Yeah, might be in trouble here. Need to keep Land further back, I think. We'll send Seal ahead by herself. Well, I don't know if she can survive. Huh, we'll figure it out. And Nenio's not doing a whole lot here. She's mostly there for buffs. I'm out of buffs. I'm gonna send Bruce head by himself. Sorry, buddy.
I'll go ahead.
If I needed to come in from the front, they have to go through Seal on my front line, and Land can pop off from the back without getting gibbered or gibbered. Has to be gibber because it's like gibbering. Really, all the way back here? Okay.
No glory without risk.
Sorry, Bruce. Sacrifice may not be in vain.
Begone, fiend!
I should keep him back as well.
You should have listened to reason.
Fall! You've crossed the wrong
Into
month.
the fray.
This will leave a bruise.
You won't survive me.
sit here. Don't worry about me. I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Let's try this way.
Don't worry about me.
Oh, we did it. Yeah, if I was playing a bard, it'd probably be focused more on casters. I see Skald's more as melee, more like Gish builds. Yeah, I mean, I'll eventually get through it. A little bit of brute force action. This is good. This is good practice for my upcoming Paladin run when I get to this point, too. So, I'll be better prepared for this area, and I shouldn't struggle.
Follow my lead.
I really didn't struggle in my Cavalier run either. This may be one of the reload places in my Cavalier run. I only had to reload like twice. Or maybe it was 3 times throughout the entire thing.
As it should be.
Our buffs are worn off. I should probably rest and get them back. We can try this fight once.
No mistakes.
What's the worst that could happen?
Endure this!
That is not far.
I will help where I can.
I will lend you my aid.
Now, I will bring down the
nice.
divine wrath! Eternal
Yet
woes,
another
I
option.
call upon you!
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
This will hurt.
Yeah, the Vampire Cavalier, or the Dampier. The Mythic Paths have alignment restrictions, but they, So say you're a Paladin, and then you go Demon Mythic Path. It changes your alignment to evil, but you can still use the abilities you had before you selected that alignment. At least that's how it's supposed to work. But someone told me that you can still use your... all of your stuff. Like you can still take Paladin levels past that point. May have been you, I don't recall. Well, I mean, Don hasn't died in a while. It's been Sela and Woljif and other times. So Don's been doing pretty good. The problem is coffins are expensive, so I have to reload, so I have to buy them for my companions.
This should do it.
One of the most expensive things you can do is die. I plan on being cremated.
I'll go ahead.
And put on an urn so my kids, or kid, has to see me whenever they in the living room. Oh, well maybe maybe they changed it or something, I don't know. Or it's a bug. Whoa, that's not the frame rate right there.
I know the way.
Dropping pretty significantly. So I was planning on making it to Dresden tonight. I don't think I'm going to, because we still have Obrig's area to clear out as well. Unfortunately,
Search for the beauty with your
I'm only going to stream once a week coming up, so it's going to take a long time to finish these playthroughs. But we'll get there. Alright, let's rest up here, get our buffs back up. I mean, it just comes up. I mean, everywhere I go, where I live at, there's like cemeteries everywhere. But it's important for your family to know what you plan on doing. So you have to plan far in advance so that, you know, they know what to do. Like, we have to have wills and stuff, especially since I have a kid now. I have to make sure that custody of her goes to who I wanted it to go to if I die. Well, Darren's area doesn't take that long. Old Briggs is a pretty lengthy process. The Old Briggs, I think last time, took me like 2 streams to finish. No, not the first time you go there. It's when you go back. First time you go there, it's just the... You don't go to the village. So it shouldn't take that long, but we still won't be able to probably knock it out tonight. Yeah, Lost Chapel. I was aware of that one. Mentioned it was going to be quite a doozy to get through Leper's Smile and Lost Chapel in one stream.
This war.
As it should be.
I wanted to stream last night, but the Mrs. was sick, so I was helping with that.
I know what to do.
Well, it's also something everybody has in common, so we can all talk about it, and we all kind of understand each other.
Together we stand.
Maybe some disagreements on practices and what comes after,
The
but
goddess protects us.
it's the great equalizer. That, well, I would say and taxes, but not everybody pays taxes either, so that's not entirely true.
Are we in trouble?
I'm not all the same condition. There's been some, you know, really well-preserved bodies throughout history. Unless you mean, you know, dead as a condition, in which case, yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty fun area, with a very high perception check. You get a really good hat out of it. I keep wanting to say Darvin's hat, but it's Draven's hat. So I got Darvin in my mind from Kingmaker.
That is not far.
I found something.
I'll go ahead.
Who's running ahead?
Meditate on your
My
mistakes.
tail is restless.
Might make
Can I
you
walk
feel
past
better.
this?
I'm here. Where else would I be?
Heck yeah. Alright,
Watch
stealth up,
and
buddy.
learn. Might be trap.
Ooh, more
Might be
traps.
treasure.
I always forget how big this cave is. There it is.
Pretty good, aren't I?
I don't know if I'd sneak past this guy. I can sure try.
Can we retreat?
Run away! Indio, you run away too. Alright, come on and get some, nerds.
You're irrelevant.
Distract them for me. Fine. This is my kind of work.
What's that there?
We say that, but then people go through great efforts to
I know the way.
dress up the dead.
Time to share your treasures!
Be gone, fiend!
Cover me, alright?
Alright, beat him up, guys. Bruce, what are you doing, buddy?
The Inheritor! Guide my blade!
Yeah, well, if Alcat ever asked me to do any voice acting for their games, maybe I could do a voice pack like O did. Yeah, I mean, you still get half of it. I mean, 1,000 gold is still plenty. I mean, 2,000 gold is much better in the early game, but 1,000 gold is fine. I mean, the game still goes on, but I don't think it's as rewarding as, say, like Disco Elysium, where the fails, I think, add to the story in a lot of cases. There's a couple examples of this in this game. Like Old Dragon will tell you that you get a unique item for failing the diplomacy check with Indara at the Defender's Heart. Alright, Voice of Hollow. Whenever the wielder of this +2 mithril heavy mace confirms a critical hit with it, a loud sound is produced. All enemies in a 30-foot cone except the target have to pass a will saving throw DC 16, or be affected with the Voices of Hollow effect for 1d4 rounds. Voices of Hollow. Every time the target is randomly affected with one of the following: 50% chance they behave normally but suffer 2d6 sonic damage, 50% chance they attack the nearest creature. So I was a little split on my Devil run where I play as a Hell Knight. I was going to use a Warhammer, but I think a Heavy Mace would also be a good choice for it. Not sure which one is more Judge Dreddy.
Time's not waiting.
I'll be playing a dwarf named Don Dread. I wish you could take two different classes of fighter, though, because I want to take 5 levels of Armiger and 5 levels of Tower Shield Specialist. I mean, Armiger can still use a Tower Shield, but you don't get the level 5 effect of the Tower Shield Specialist, where you lose that penalty to attack. Yeah, I thought so too. Plus, I like hammers more. Plus, it's the hammer of the law, right? It's not the heavy mace of the law. Did I miss an area? I feel like I missed an area. No, that's a dead end. Yeah, that's it. Alright, let's get out of here. You do get some armor, and you can choose to do weapons. That's what I was thinking for my monk run. I was going to do the Quarterstaff Master, so I have loot to look forward to. But most of the quarterstaves of this game are meant for casters. I don't think there's any, like, just offensive ones. You have the one that gives you, like, +1 to armor class. And I think there's a Flaming Burst one. Or maybe it's just the one that lets you cast Fireball 3 times per day. But it still does fire damage, I think. Which isn't great against demons. So, probably still not that great of a quarterstaff. Alright, so we have, army over here. Alright, 21 Hell Knights. Heck yeah. Still not ready for that level 7 army. We go up this way. I mean, always hammer. Hammer is the best weapon type. They need more chosen ones or legendary hammers instead of
As it should be.
swords. Now, ideally, you use an Earthbreaker. I mean, that's truly the best weapon. No better way to smite your foes than with an Earthbreaker.
That is not far.
Earthbreaker looks cool. It's got a cool name to it. When I first started playing Pathfinder and I saw Earthbreaker, I had to look it up. I thought it meant like a pick, but then I saw that like pick was another option.
What a find!
Yeah, Earthbreaker's where it's at.
I'll go ahead.
Love my hammers. Sorry, love me hammers, love me paladins. Simple as. The damage types don't matter as much in the Pathfinder games. There's a few enemies that have like a specific immunity to like piercing or whatever. It doesn't come up very often, and you can usually ignore it. You have a Shield Bearer War Priest? I want to do a Shield Bearer War Priest. I just find it hard to justify making a strength build with it since it's hard to get the shield bashing build going.
I know the way.
That's usually more of a dexterity thing unless you go Ranger or a Slayer. Yeah, again, the damage types don't really matter. It comes up very rarely. There's maybe a couple enemies that are immune to a certain type of damage, but I wouldn't fret about it. Alright, so no one's using a heavy mace. Maybe we could, but I'm not going to use that. No one's going to use a dagger. +2 longsword. We do have an upgrade for Melia. Actually, stop that.
Follow my lead.
I like selling unique stuff like Woljif because he's with you through the entire game. Well, almost. Speaking a little too soon. But Warsaw Garms is with you through most of the game as well. I don't remember what bow Rishlai starts with. I'm gonna hold on to this until we get her. This isn't that good. I mean, it's okay against swarms, but we don't need it. It's a Mind Piercer. This +2 Cold Iron Rapier deals additional 1d6 piercing damage against enemies who are under the mind-affecting effects. A little niche, but it is still a +2. Yeah. Anything else that I want to buy here? Did I ever buy Flowing Scales? I did not. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's also the Treasure of the Midnight Isles. The merchant sells some other items there. Because there was a double-bladed sword that I didn't account for that he sold. It used to be in Kingmaker you could get some really good heavy armor early on too. You could get the bladed, it's called like the bladed plate mail in the city, like as soon as you establish your capital in Act 2. There's a +3 set of heavy armor that reflected damage back at people that attacked you. They changed it so you can't get it till your capital becomes a city. Can't get it when it's a village anymore. Does anyone need this light armor? Probably not. Like 4 armor class, so probably not worth giving to anybody. I think it had the like Hell Knight aesthetic too. It had like the same styles of Hell Knight armor you get in Kingmaker as well. No, I haven't done any of the DLC on Unfair. I haven't played any of the game on Unfair, in fact. It's all been on Core. Is Chain Darkness the one from the Lord of Nothing? Because if so, that fight was a pain in the butt. I was not prepared for that at all. I had to cheese it a little bit. I actually played it in turn-based for a while too. And then what ended up happening was I had to just get lucky with my like roll a few 20s. And I had Rikarth with the... It was either a bow... No, I think it was a cloak. That reduces constitution score by so much. And so I just had to do that. I did eventually Baleful Polymorph him as well. And then reduced his constitution score down and then eventually killed him. It took forever. Because again, I didn't really have like a very well-developed team, because the way I built them in Through the Ashes was whatever I needed at that time. And so that was a struggle. I think by the time I fought Chain Darkness, I was pretty low in resources anyway. I wouldn't mind playing back through those DLC with a different class. Like a monk or kineticist or something. Something where I'm not struggling so much.
As it should be.
I was also trying to keep it honest, and so I lost a companion pretty early on. And I was playing through just a party of 5. Yeah, I picked a fighter, and I thought that'd be a pretty safe, class to take into it. A full BAB class doesn't really have requirements outside of equipment. And I specifically with the Dragonair Scion path, or class. There's not a lot of options to intimidate enemies in that DLC, so it wasn't the best choice. I was expecting more persuasion dialogue. And it wasn't as much as I was hoping. Now, I also played to fight every enemy I found. I didn't avoid fights. And that's not really how it's meant to be played, so... I made a few mistakes, but I got through it. And then the Lord of Nothing... Well, I was having a little bit of trouble with the Lord of Nothing, because I think at the time I was doing 3 or 4 Let's Plays, and that was too much for me. So, the Lord of Nothing I was struggling with, mostly due to time constraints. Oh, the Underground Hideout. That's where we get the Chain of Camaraderie. Oh, does he actually turn into a dragon as his capstone ability? I didn't even know that. I was trying to pick like a class I've been interested in. I just never
No reason to pause.
had a reason to make it before. Alright, so there should be a perception check over here somewhere. Maybe it's up this way. We're gonna reload that.
I'll go.
Because I want that wand. It's not a rod, it's a wand.
I'll go ahead.
There it is. Alright, wanted to mention door. We don't need it right now, but it comes in useful during Act 4. Elven notes. Old Crinnock.
Follow my lead.
Hey, how sassy this guy is. He has no reason to be this sassy. Alright, so option 5 is just an ignorant take. I don't know why you'd ever pick that. We've been proven otherwise already, like several times. Alright, so I was wondering about that. I don't think I've taken the chaotic option with him before. Because he always seems to attack you no matter what you choose, but it looks like he does like the chaotic option. I was expecting him to attack me for that. So I wonder if you can actually kill this guy if he runs away if you try to attack him. Yeah, trying to talk about politics, though when I first started streaming, people would get me rattling on about it a little bit. Honestly surprised that it hasn't happened sooner. Considering how volatile the political climate is at the moment. I don't watch TV. So, I probably would have seen it on Reddit if I wasn't streaming. Well, I mean, we do have organizations in place. Like, the Secret Service are really good at their job. Or they should be. I'm sure there's plenty of threats every president faces that we never hear about. I'm gonna fight this. I know we won't. We'll just click through it. Alright, so here's the first army where a demon will use Scorching... Well, the general will actually use spells against your army. And hover over it. He'll use Scorching Ray on your archers. From the boss. Madarath. Sorry, Madarath. I don't know if my archers are tanky enough to survive Scorching Ray. They are, I can heal. It's funny because in Kingmaker, I don't think any of the bosses, maybe Vorticai, had immunity to fear. Because I was able to fear, I think, every boss in the game except for maybe Vorticai. I'm pretty sure he got afraid too. With my Fear variant build that I did. was a pretty satisfying build. Had so much strength that intimidating prowess was just putting in a ton of work. That's unfortunate. I remember how I handled this fight before. Might do the other fights before I do this one. Yeah, something Outcat's always excelled at was patching their games. I think Kingmaker, they were doing like a hotfix almost, was it every day for a while? Then it was every week. I don't know if we can take this guy out yet. I feel like it'd be close, because with Scorching Ray, we'll give it a shot. Worst case scenario, we have to reload. Do they still own the rights to Deadfire? Or is that... Well, I might be thinking about the console release with, whatever that company's called. It starts with a V. I don't know, I think they're gonna stick with, like, what they did, with the Outer Worlds. And keep, like, it's more... a linear, short RPG. But we'll see. I'm still gonna play it. Yeah, I mean, CRPGs and consoles don't usually get along, so... The tale as old as time. Alright, leveled up. Let's do... Apply magical reserves. These don't matter. Just give me more energy for more Scorching Rays, Fireballs, and channel negative energy later on. We also got a Belt of Hill Giant Strength +4. That'll be a nice upgrade for my main character. We give the Belt of Dexterity to somebody else. Also, I should have given him better heavy armor. I forgot that he didn't have good armor equipped yet. I don't have Darren.
You're not bad at spellcasting. Where did you study?
Here and there, but I give up all my lessons just to be able to drink the way you do and not end up under the table.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the isometric games over first person, but I mean, I enjoy both. I'm not really a stickler when it comes to games. I enjoy just about all of them. I used to say except for sports and racing games, but there were some sports games I used to enjoy. Like, I really liked NFL Blitz and NBA Street. And then I used to play quite a bit of racing games too. I mean, like Mario Kart, Test Drive, Midnight Club 2. And there's a couple of retro racing games I'm going to do at the channel at some point, like 80s Overdrive and some other kind of like retro wave racing games like that. And don't worry, Spooky Macchiato, I forgot to grab the stone knife altogether this run. I saw it, got distracted by the Vrock that I summoned, and then never went back to get it. Hey, Shadow Snake. Yeah, Burnout was always fun. Which Burnout was the one that had My Chemical Romance on the OST? I'm Not Okay. That's the one I played the most of. And Test Drive was fun for the drag races.
My not-so-numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older, and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of video game soundtracks. I still think Chrono Trigger is probably like the pinnacle. It's the best video game soundtrack. There's not a weak song in that entire game. I've been listening to like Guile's theme and I've been working out lately. And there's actually this cool mix up on YouTube. It's called like Castlevania Workout Mix. And like it has the intro, it has like Dracula talking. And I don't know if anybody's here has seen the Netflix show, but there's a scene where he says, my name is Vlad Dracula Tepish and I've had enough. It's such a cool scene. And they have that voiceover incorporated to the song. And then it goes into, I think, Bloody Tears, or one of the Bloody Tears remixes. Bloody Tears is a fantastic song as well. Takedown, yeah, that sounds right. Thank you, Valson. Yeah, Smooth McGrooves is the one that's like recommended right underneath the one that I've been listening to. I like the original myself, but Smooth McGroove does a good job too.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul. You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
I can jam out to Frog's theme from Chrono Trigger for just a long time. Also, B Knight's theme from Hollow Knight is another good call out. Alright, I'm a Skald, so parties are kind of my thing. Battle hard, party harder.
I know the way.
There's a really nasty perception check here. And that's a very good item. But we're gonna wait. If we don't succeed the first time, if I roll a 20 and don't get it, we don't come back to our party after the fact. Right now it's just us making the rules, and it's very unlikely that I'm gonna spot it. My entire perception score is being held up by a hearty meal. Torch from the Tower. I remember that, seeing that game. I don't think I ever saw gameplay for it though. I didn't know what it was. Was that an option right there?
As it should be.
I think I saw it. Because I always just happen to click on all the companions beforehand, trying
This is not possible.
to all their dialogue. I'm not looking for like the inspection points. I missed this one down here. Yeah, I threw a drink on him. I never use that box in camp. There's situations where I probably should, but... never do. It feels like a very Skald thing to do.
That is not far.
Also been listening to a little bit of the OST for this game, like when I do dishes and stuff. I still think Legend is probably my favorite soundtrack. Followed maybe by Angel. I want to like the Lich one, but I feel like it's almost too, like...
I'll go ahead.
Comedically bitchy. It's a good song, but that one I really jam out to.
I know the way.
But it does, you know, capture the essence of the Lich Mythic Path.
Follow my lead.
Aeon's also a good one.
As it should be. That is not far.
And take care, Volson. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, but after that, it's gonna be maybe once a week, unfortunately. Start my new job, and it's
I'll go ahead.
a time-intensive one, so.
I know the way.
But I hope to stream every Saturday going forward. It'll take forever to get through all these playthroughs. I'm going to try to do longer streams, maybe 4 hours a piece, just to, you know, make progress. Which is, I'll still be making more progress in that single stream than I will probably in 2 weeks of Let's Plays. That's alright, we'll be back with the whole party. I only have +1 to perception. I'm not going to pass any perception checks unless I roll a 20. Yeah, thanks, man. I hope it goes well. I honestly have no idea what to expect. I'm going in mostly blind. And the experience that I'm getting hired for, I haven't done in 7 years. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, they know my experience history, so. Now, with that said, the quality of my Let's Plays hopefully doesn't, but may, you know, take a small hit. I won't be able to edit as much due to my time constraints. Plus, I'm back in the gym, so I have even less time in the morning. I get up, I record, I go to the gym, then I go to work. I don't record in the afternoons because that's family time and chore time.
As it should be.
Oh yeah, I'm a Skald. Of course I'll participate in the drinking contest. Was he an option? I thought it was Sela and Lan. I mean, just bash everything open. I mean, yeah, you won't get the loot because it'll break, but at least the container will be open. I mean, I have him recruited, but he didn't show up there as an option, did he? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was also looking at chat, so it's possible I just overlooked it. He wasn't standing around the table either, so that's why I think. Maybe you have to do his quest first, which would make sense. Oh yeah, so there, yeah, like Old Dragon suggested, maybe it is tied to that for some reason. Yeah, I feel like Sela would be better for the, I mean, she fits. I've had her do it before. But as a Skald, I think you know, it's my obligation to participate in the drinking contest. Oh, it needs to be in the party. That's fair. You had Sela and Lan in the party. I missed some dialogue there, but that's alright.
That is not far. I'll go ahead.
Do any of the companions beat Darren in a drinking contest? Or is it based off your fortitude saves? Because I saw a fortitude save pop up. I've never bothered actually confirming.
I know the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him in my party for a few of my runs. I may end up putting him in the party for this run too. It's not right now. I also like, so I think it's coming down to between him and Woljif. I think he would be better in the party than Woljif right now, since Woljif doesn't. Oh, the Parksy Animal Companions over here. Never noticed that. Because Woljif doesn't have damage to his scimitar attacks right now.
Follow my lead. As it should be.
Yeah, I did. I was wondering if like the other companions did too, and that's why maybe they're failing or losing the contest. Alright guys, let's go find a hat and that other perception check.
Search for the beauty with your heart, not your eyes.
Well, hello there.
So we can't access that yet.
Let me help.
I just forget where it's at in this
Might
room.
be
There
trapped.
it is. Hey, look
Might
at
be
that.
treasure.
And Woljif got it. Rolled 14. Didn't even have to reload. Look at me. Traded land for a merc. What a monster. I like this big one. He doesn't even have haste. I can give it to Nenio. She has haste. And slow. Totally forgot about this. Death Ward is pretty useful. Basically all stages of the game. This isn't bad. But I think I only really need one casting of it right now. This is also good. Yeah, and I like, well, see, the thing is, I like, my three favorite companions are Lan, Obrig, and Woljif. So I'm trying to develop a party that has all three of them in it. And I may do that for my Paladin run. So if I make Woljif an Arcane Trickster, he'll have access to more spell slots. And so he can handle my buffing, my Arcane buffing, so I don't need Nenio. And I usually have 2 ranged DPS in the party, so I can have Obrig and Lan instead of Arushalai. So, Ulberg would replace Arushalai in that party. And then Lan also has a Hippogriff mount in my Paladin run, so. Two flying characters. just dive bombing the enemy backline. Alright, let's blast this guy. Yeah, I forgot there's so much more to do in Act 2 than there used to be. Well, mostly because of Ulbricht's quest. So, won't be making it to Dresden this weekend, unfortunately. That'll have to be a next weekend thing. Because I have cake downstairs I'd like to enjoy. I baked the Miz as a cake. And then take it out. There we go. I have to be careful with this guy, actually. I probably shouldn't have pushed him that far forward. Time to run my Hell Knights away and hope for the best. Uh-oh. Alright, that's better. I was afraid of their channel negative energy and then just annihilating my team, or my army. I took all those hits to morale with the Vescivore swarms, but morale's high enough where we're getting double turns, so really no consequence. Oh, also, there's a game I was thinking about streaming tonight instead of this, which is a terrible idea since I'm trying to get through all these playthroughs. But, there's a game called Sovl, S-O-V-L. It's free to play, but the DLC you have to pay for. It's heavily inspired by Warhammer Fantasy Tabletop. And it's pretty cool. We'll probably make do without more Hell Knights. Do I want to spend money on this? I need like 600. Probably want these forces for this level 7 fight. S-O-V as in Victor. L. Don't think it's an acronym. It's called like Sovl Tabletop Warfare or something. Let me see. Pull it up real quick. Fantasy Warfare. It's a roguelike RTS, and it's pretty addicting. Yeah, and like each run takes a couple hours. It's probably like an hour per act, and there's only 2 acts. But they're still updating the game and everything. Came out, I think, last year. But even the base game has 5 or 6 factions with 2 to 3 leaders apiece. It's pretty fun. I've been enjoying it. I've been trying to get out, because I was playing Deceived Inc. for a while, but I'm trying to get away from like multiplayer games because I just don't have the time to get good at them anymore. And I'm so used to being good at games. I should have run him forward here. So I've been trying to play more single player games like that. Yeah, I'm not going to play Rogue Trader again until all the DLC are out. Especially now that I've committed to another playthrough of Wrath of the Righteous. That's going to take a year to finish. Though, with Baldur's Gate, I kind of opened up the can of worms of having like longer episodes. I'm not opposed to having slightly longer episodes. I still try to have them under an hour. And if it's like a fully reading episode, I tend to cut it short just to save my voice, because, man, that much reading can wear on you. Alright, Magician's Ring. This ring grants the wearer a +5 competence bonus on all use magic device skill checks, and increases the save DC against all spells of the illusion school the wearer casts by 2. So, really good for Nenio. Speaking of Nenio. So you got a Current Glen next. Go back and rest. Enshrouded, wasn't that like a survival crafting game? I can't stand those games anymore. Like, I get the appeal of them, I just can't get into it. I don't really care for games with, like, infinite replay loops, if that... Like, roguelikes are a little different, because there's an end goal in mind. I prefer a more linear experience, though. I like a definitive beginning and a definitive ending. So I know when I'm done with the game. Like, some games you have to try and make my own end goal. Like with Deceived Inc., for instance.
Did you break another one of the straps on your armor? Here, let me show you another knot. It's just as good, but it won't fray so quickly.
Whoa, thanks. Show me that again.
Well, they recently nerfed a lot of the stuff in Rogue Trader, just in time for me to beat the game. I just entered the final dungeon, and they added all those nerfs since I had to like relearn my characters. Just in time for the final boss fight. Alright, we got Clear Purpose as well. These braces allow their wearer to cast healing spells without provoking attacks of opportunity. They also grant a +2 bonus on concentration checks. It's actually not too bad on Social. Darren will be in our party. The Magician's Ring will give to Nenio. Along with that hat. And for intelligence, we're just going to give that to her because we have it. In fact, we should probably just sell it. She doesn't need that. No one else needs intelligence in the party. And intelligence is just this, like, my least favorite stat in the game. Because unless you're an intelligence caster, it only adds skill points, which is fine. But you have enough companions to shore up all your skill points.
I know the way.
Like all the relevant skills. So you don't need more skill points. Like you could have a character that has 1 skill point per level, and still, you know, cover all the bases with the rest of the companions. Whereas all the other stats add so much more. Strength gives you attack and damage rolls, carry capacity, athletics checks, dexterity, initiative, reflex saving throws, attack with, you know, light weapons, or, you know, if you use a weapon finesse. Dodge as well. You know, Constitution, health, fortitude saving throws, charisma, It's kind of like intelligence, but I always play a charisma-based build, so I always have, you know, persuasion checks. So I guess I kind of get it with the intelligence. But then, like, wisdom, will saves. Sorry, my cat was distracting me. I think that's all of them, right? Yeah, all 6. So I guess some people that like intelligence feel the same way about charisma as I do about intelligence. But well, charisma also helps with healing, with like clerics and stuff. But there's also always a use for persuasion, where there's not like intelligence-specific checks. You have checks tied to the skills that intelligence scales with, but I don't know, it's just not the same to me. Oh, I don't know. I kind of just lump it all together. May not be the correct genre title, but they all feel the same to me. All look the same. I played the Forest, really enjoyed the Forest. I might play Sons of the Forest. Oh, it's this fight. That's right. I was avoiding this. We'll see how it goes. Wait, why did I get to heal? What happened there? Is it because my archers skipped their turn? Ooh, that was close. Yeah, it's fine as long as your backline doesn't get one shot. In fact, if my archer gets taken out here, it was still fine. Because it won't max out my infirmary. And we can probably clutch it out with just as soon as shine my Hell Knights. Because these guys aren't going to kill my Hell Knight. Yeah, so there goes my archers. Oh no, hey, they survived. Alright. I gotta reload yet. I might be in a little bit of trouble. If I do this. Start whittling these guys down. Keep him in the fight. Might have enough healing to get through this. Also, healing means I'm not using Scorching Ray on these guys. The Hell Knights in the fight. They got good defense and offense. It might not be enough. I have reinforcements waiting for me further south, so I can always just go pick them up and come back. We're slowly eking out the victory. I should have smited. Thanks, Maldaroth. Yeah, I don't like losing my archers, though. If I take these guys out, fantastic. Of course, he's not letting up those scorching rays, so I may not have time to heal everybody either. If I heal up my clerics, and now we're with my archers, because I should have enough infirmary size. If I finish it this turn, we're all set. Nice. Hey, not a robot. Oh, don't worry, Gold Dragon. I had that accounted for. Lucky. No, that was calculated. Because I knew that having all my archers taken out... So I kept my archers alive. Well, I didn't know at first that having all my archers killed wouldn't fill up my infirmary bar. I think it usually does. I usually have more archers by that fight. But when I realized that, I just kept him alive while he was focusing them. And then just focused on healing up my clerics and my Hell Knights while he took out my archers. As long as my archers could take 2 shots on the last 2 turns, I was set there. So that was calculated. A little bit. This is such a waste of a feat. Extensive Infirmary is fine early on, but it kind of wears off, so I might just go with, like, Inspiration. Is this separate from, like, regular morale? Like, does this actually increase your chance of having an extra turn over the, just the regular morale? And I'm just gonna grab that. I think it's fine. We'll take out this army next. Are these the ones that throw the axes? Whoops. It doesn't matter, let's try to take them out. Okay, yeah. I feel like, I knew that, but I thought some of them could throw axes anyways, like a secondary ability. Better safe than sorry. Like, 'cause I knew the traded axe, the dual-wielding axes, they exclusively threw axes. They didn't run in. I thought these guys would still like throw an axe as like their opening move. Kind of like how like the giants throw a rock and then charge in. You know, that'd be cool. Like a Conan the Barbarian CRPG. Honestly, even like a Final Fantasy, like isometric CRPG. I've been thinking about Final Fantasy a lot. I've been watching, was it Final Fantasy Union on YouTube? I had the itch to play Final Fantasy for a while. Not ready for that one yet. We probably take out this level 4 army though. Also Kingdom Hearts, because they released Kingdom Hearts on Steam, and I would like to play that, but I don't know when I'll find the time. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Conan Exiles. It's another one of those crafting survival games I just don't care for. Age of Conan, the MMO, I played that very, very briefly. My buddy had a subscription, or free trial, and I played it a bit. I played around with the Bear Shaman a fair bit. He had a cool execution where he'd like knock the enemy down and rip his head off. Well, they probably want to make this game mode a little bit more forgiving, since this game isn't just the Crusade mode, so they introduced the infirmary thing more as a player quality of life feature. The Arbor Ring. This ring grants us wear a plus for morale bonus on saving throws against disease, nausea, and sickened effects, which, that's whatever. Nice to have, but not necessary. Let's get these reinforcements up here. I only have the one fatigue, so we can have Sela fix that up. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the survival crafting games do. I just don't care for it. Those games just don't appeal to me.
Where I can.
Oh shoot, I'm Nenio. That's alright.
A bright future awaits us.
Ready for anything. I know what to do.
Oh, you know what? We don't need to buff up yet. Let me buff up at
I'll
the
go
entrance
ahead.
to the cave, so it won't waste time.
You crossed
Let's
the
have
wrong
some
mob
I know the way.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Yeah, no, I used to like the survival type games, but I feel like they're all the same. With different themes, of course, but like they all feel the same to play. I know they've, you know, taken strides to make them feel different. But they don't seem that different to me. I feel like if you've played one, you've played them all.
I found.
Well, you can probably make that same argument for any genre of game. It's all just a matter of preference.
This is my kind of work.
Yeah, I just said that.
I am prepared.
Together we stand.
I will lend you my aid.
That's actually no good for us. Fair enough.
Me?
Meditate on your mistakes.
Made to
Might
be
make
broken.
you feel better.
Well, there might be one that comes along at some point that I want to play again. Like I said, I might play Sons of the Forest at some point.
Search for the beauty with your heart.
Our victory is certain.
Did you see that?
So I did enjoy the forest. Also, when it first came out, and I didn't know my way around the map. A sense of discovery was fun, and like diving into the caves for the first time. I had like a proper horror atmosphere.
Can't hide from me.
Kind of like the opening to Generation
This is
Zero
my
too.
kind of work.
I really enjoyed the beginning of Generation Zero, and then it's kind of
What's that there?
got a little ridiculous.
The light, take you!
I should have done lightning protection and fire.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Cover me, alright?
It's actually, I think they isn't it Latin.
Follow my lead.
Like Latin phrases or something. No, it might be made up for this game. It's Latin in Baldur's Gate 3. I say that as if I don't know. I took Latin in college.
Pretty good.
Still don't remember it as well as my Spanish from high school, though.
Focus on the goal.
No reason to pause.
Let me help.
Ask nicely.
Are we in trouble
Time's
yet?
not waiting.
Yet another obstacle.
The fray!
Let's try this way.
No glory without risk!
You won't survive me.
The light, take you! The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
Begone, fiend!
Calm down. Not dead yet.
Let's see. There's a list online of what they say in this game. Yeah, I think it is just gibberish here. They had a list somewhere. That's not the one I found. Nemosi Trevisi. Yeah, okay. It's true. I make that point all the time when people say I mispronounce words, but some of them I'm mispronouncing on purpose.
Wounded.
Joke's on them.
The goddess protects us.
I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm gonna keep doing it. But sometimes I mispronounce words because it sounds better. So like, I know how blackguard is pronounced. I know it's pronounced blackguard, but by golly, I'm not gonna say blackguard in or the blackguard class. It's a disservice to the class. It just sounds silly.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
The mongrel did it.
Alright, so we got a couple items here. We got Righteous Crusader's Ring. If the wearer of this ring has Smite Evil class ability, this ring grants them 1 additional use of it per day after resting. Pretty bees kneesy. Then we got a Cloak of Resistance +2. It's pretty good. Upgrade for her. We got a Belt of Physical Flow, +2 enhancement bonus to Strength and Dexterity. That's obviously really good on land. This leaves us with the Dexterity Belt. Somebody was going to get her. And the Chainmail of Camaraderie. One of the best pieces of gear in the game. Whenever the wearer of this +3 Mithril Chainmail flanks any enemy, the wearer gets a +2 bonus to damage against flanked creature. So you get a +2 bonus to damage if you're attacking the same creature that somebody else is attacking, if they're within so close to that creature. If it's I think if they're too far away, it doesn't count as flanking. And if you have an outflank feature, the damage bonus is increased to +4. This is really good on mounted companions. So like if the character and the mount both have outflank, this will proc all the time. Pretty fantastic. Probably give that to my main character, actually. Plus, it's more armor class. Can't go wrong with that. Congratulations, Darren. You can have that. Just a fantastic piece of equipment. My first playthrough, I've used it probably until...
As it should be.
Maybe used it through the whole playthrough. I don't actually recall. I know it was at least to Act 5. Maybe? I don't remember if there's more camaraderie gear. I can look it up real quick. Wrath of the Righteous, unique items. Get a Neo Seeker, and then we just look up camaraderie. There's Chainmail of Camaraderie, there's Helmet of Camaraderie. Yeah, that's in Act 3. So yeah, there are 2 pieces of equipment. I remember that, because I usually give that to an animal companion. That's the helmet. The wearer of this helmet gets a +1 morale bonus to armor class, but no more than +3 for each ally in a 10-foot radius. And actually go up to +6 with that piece of equipment from Ulbrich's quest. Yeah, plus it's like it's a pretty cool piece of equipment. I mean, it's very Crusadery, but it's very like knightly. Doesn't really fit my Skald, so they'll probably make it look like hide armor or something. Man, see how it looks so cool with that tower shield. Specifically, this tower shield with the sun emblem on it just screams Paladin. Amadei does have the sun domain. I usually pick Amadei for the glory and war domain, but it also has the sun. I mean, it probably does a little bit of carpentry. A little bit of carpentry. I know the real word. Oh, fireworks, okay. And what is going on outside? Alright, let's go get my reinforcements, so then we can probably try to take out this army. It's a bunch of Minotaurs. Alright, let's give it a shot. Worst case scenario, we have to reload, as always. I've done a fair bit of reloading this stream. We're doing pretty good about that. There we go, less damage coming our way. Cute. Good job, team. And by team, I mean Setsuna Shy. There is no I in team, but there is a Setsuna Shy. And we got a Arc Double Axe +2 and a future Crusade relic. Well, it's currently a Crusade relic, but a future item. Oh, we can almost reach it. There should be a thing down here with supplies, right? I was mistaken. That's alright. Well, clerics aren't
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, no. We're in a bad spot. We're in a bad spot. Alright, we'll see how it goes. We do have a bunch of summons with Darren, so we'll try to get those out and see what happens.
No glory without risk.
Some of them are. It's not too bad if you're not, you know, exhausted. Now this one's pretty nasty because there's no way to have Death Ward up prior to this encounter. And his fireworks are really popping off. Oh, Lan, you should be attacking, buddy.
Enjoy this!
You don't mind.
Make every strike count!
This will hurt.
Distract them for me.
The light.
You have to go retreat.
I can still fight.
Time to share your treasures.
All right, not too shabby. We have 2 negative levels. That's not too bad.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
Let's see.
I welcome your company.
My will is resolute.
But yeah, some of them can be pretty nasty. I still feel like Kingmaker's was worse. Well, kind of. Some of them are okay, but then you get the quest for Kilessa, where you have to go to that, what's it called? That one area off to the east. And when you do that, I think there might be a guaranteed random encounter with a bunch of like large water elementals there. I think that's one of the hardest fights in Kingmaker. If not the hardest fight. Ah, dang it. Ah, you don't have to. You can still make do with random encounters.
They will break against our resolve.
Alright, bunch of spiders.
I will see to your demise.
Now what do we got? Not a whole lot. Got bless.
Into the fray!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cover me, all right?
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
I need
Hey
your
Bruce,
assistance.
why did you go that way? Why don't you go the other way? Didn't I? Pretty sure I did.
Fall! I can still fight.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
A calculated risk.
I need your assistance.
You won't survive
This
me.
should do
Distract
it.
them for me.
I can still fight.
Endure this.
Now, random encounters is just a test of your ability to improvise.
Take you!
Like, how good is your build
Time
if
to
you're
share
not
your
prepared
treasure.
well in advance?
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Precision and grace.
Oh, Darren.
The world has suffered
I
enough.
need to concentrate. Becoming distracted
lend
leads
you
to
my
becoming
aid.
dismembered.
Yeah, some of them can do that. I mean, it's always a possibility. That's what makes them random. Sorry, I had to respond to a text. My buddy was asking me if I ever played Jak and Daxter. I'm like, yeah, I love the Jak and Daxter games. Never played the racing one, though. I probably should have nuked these guys first. Yeah, they're basically a non-threat now. Seriously, Social's design is so cool. I love his armor and everything. Just a cool portrait. I've been thinking about seeing if one of the artists that does the artwork for Alcat, if I could commission a piece from them for my YouTube profile portrait. So I already have a plan for my banner. I'm gonna get that replaced. I was thinking about doing my portrait. I entered a competition for Beam Dog. They did a couple free portraits for people, but I did not. Win the competition. In my defense, I didn't know you could use props for the picture you submitted. Oh, you jerk. Yeah, I think Sosu's armor would look fantastic. I mean, it's a lot of detail for an isometric game, but it would be cool. Now, honestly, I wish they had more flavor text for the unique items in this game. There's a few pieces that get it, but not nearly enough. I mean, they did saturate the game with unique items. Even then, most of the effects are just based off critical hits, so it's not... I feel like they don't feel as unique. I guess they just wanted to make sure they represented all the weapon types in the game. Which is fine. That's fair. I'm glad that they did that, but I like my flavor text, darn it. Oh, that's right, let's go back to my camp. That's where I'm going. I don't want to go there yet. Let's rest here. No, maybe. I don't even know how long I've been streaming, honestly. So, maybe? I'm not going to do the attack on camp yet. I also don't want to start Current Glen yet. I might go park at Current Glen and we'll knock that out next time, along with the attack on camp and the Lost Chapel. Then save Dresden for next weekend. I think that sounds like a plan. I've been doing like 3-hour streams every day. Which is a little more than I'm used to doing. I don't know, I'm not used to playing games that long. Because I do the half-an-hour segments in the mornings. So playing games this long, I just feel like my gameplay deteriorates very quickly. I was trying to take out this army. So this is where you get the, what's it called? The Bane of Flesh and Bane of Soul. Get the ring that gets you the force damage, which used to be essential, now not so much with the Stormbane clasps. I think for my Lich run, I'll do the Bane of Flesh. I think that's the one where if you hit 0 hit points, you get half of them back, and you summon some undead skeletons. Or am I misremembering that and getting it mixed up with a different relic? I know, like, the different items, the different relics, I just don't remember what each one is called. Like the base versions. Alright, we'll see how this fight goes. The archers are a problem. The sharpshooters, I guess they're crossbowmen. Gotta soften them up so they don't do as much damage. Then the fighters aren't really a threat, it's just the sharpshooters. Well, I guess that guy's a threat. He's got 250 units. Forgot about them. I was sitting looking at them when I said that. as long as that unit doesn't die, be all right. Might not have enough energy to keep him alive, though. Alright, now we can just focus on healing up the clerics and the Hell Knights. We'll be all set. Oh, I'm not aiming for it, but if we hit it, you know, so be it. I'm not gonna start Current Glen. Then I'm gonna head there and park, and we'll start that next time. I also use this on them, but let's keep the Hell Knights excuse me, Hell Knights alive. I have to go downstairs and finish making this cake. I haven't iced it yet. There we have it. We're on the ropes for a little bit, mostly because I wasn't looking at these two guys with all the units they had. I looked at these two, I'm like, okay, they all have 40. Turns out these guys had a little more than 40. Almost lost my Hell Knights there. Alright. So we got park at Current Glen, we'll knock that out next time. So can you not change your... I never fixed him up, did I? That's why I want to go to camp and get restoration. That will be alright. I'll have Obrig. Alright, have Woljif sit this out, I think, and bring Obrig along instead. They serve a similar purpose, except for Woljif is pretty bad at dealing damage at the moment. Yeah, that's why I'm not going there yet. Because I don't wanna.
Rely on me.
And I'm an adult. I don't have to do what I don't want to do. Except pay taxes. Actually, I don't mind paying taxes, because I know, you know, there's some good services out there that I benefit from. Alright, slap him in the back somewhere so he just dive bombs some enemies. Alright, I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll knock out Obrig's quest. We'll explore the north a bit, see if we can reveal, like, the ancient Arcurian ghost location. Was it Cranberry Hamlet, or whatever it's called? Some sort of hamlet. And, place is terrible. Yeah, I'm going to stream tomorrow, but then I won't be able to stream until next Saturday. So one more day of streaming this weekend, and then, next Saturday, but I won't be able to stream next Sunday. So for now on, streams will only be happening on Saturdays with this new job. I'm gonna aim for slightly longer streams, so maybe 3 to 4 hours, and knock out as much as I can in a stream. But again, we'll see how it plays out. I might have more time than I think I do. I don't think that's the case, of course, but we'll see. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. Stay safe, stay classy. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. As always. Alright, take care everybody.